All right, welcome everybody to the show. How's everybody doing out there? All right, we're good to go. So let's go ahead and jump right in it, shall we? How's everybody doing out there? Welcome everyone to the show. Today I'm going to give you the absolute best dating advice. That should be in quotation marks. That you've never heard before. That's right. So hold on to your seats right now. That's right. And guess what? It's all for free. Can you believe that? Absolutely free. From yours truly. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. The topic for today is stop dating people. All right? Seriously. That's what we're going to dive into. The world of dating. Here's what I ultimately tell people who struggle with dating and still haven't found a potential future soulmate. Stop dating. Let's go ahead and dive right into it, shall we? I'm willing to bet nobody's heard this before. You know, because when people go out on dates, they try to act like someone they're not. They start playing foolish games and try to use all sorts of ridiculous mind tricks as if we're living in Star Wars, a fictional Star Wars. In my case, for example, I never went out on dates with my soulmate. Imagine that. We just simply became friends. We got acquainted. We established a solid friendship. And yeah, we went out to places, but as friends. So just try to imagine that, will you? Because it's not the classic scenario. We allowed things to happen naturally. We didn't even know that we were going to become partners. That's why I always tell people, like, stop playing these games. Because dating, what is dating? Because imagine if you were married or if you're already married. You guys just go out together. You don't call it a date, right? I mean, because the word date just means a day where you go out. I'm pretty sure married people and in my relationship, we just say where we're going to go and we just go. So why should it be any different in the beginning? Oh, we're in the dating phase because we're going to go out on this date. Just go out together. Stop calling it a date, for crying out loud. Seriously, people. That's the problem because, oh, is she going to think this? Oh, is he going to think that? Oh, should I do this or should I do that? How should I? Oh, dang it, I said the wrong thing. Oh, I wonder what she's thinking now. I wonder what he's thinking now. Oh, I mean, is my makeup okay? Is my hair okay? Stop it. Stop it. My goodness. I mean, no wonder people out there can't find their potential soulmate and they're failing in the dating realm. And then they get all grumpy and bitter and sour about it and complain and say, oh, it's the women's fault. Oh, it's the men's fault. No, it's your fault because you're playing games. Oh, I just don't have any luck. That's still your fault. You know, accept responsibility for yourself. Grow up. Be an adult. I mean, come on. Is that how weak you are? You have to be strong, mentally, emotionally, and physically strong. So, I mean, get your act together. And when I don't mean become an actor, I just mean get your emotions in check, get your mind in check, get your body in check, because strong body, strong mind, strong emotions, and the other way around. So, okay, let's go ahead and dive into it. That's the first step in finding that special someone. It all begins with a simple acquaintance. Hi, how's it going? Hey, my name is, right? Not Slim Shady. That means slowly and calmly getting to know each other. Slowly and calmly. Without going on official dates, okay? Friendship always comes first. Think about it. Here's it. Look, I'll just say simple mathematics, okay? 1 plus 1. You're getting to know somebody, an extra person in your life, right? And the goal is 1 plus 1 equals 1, right? Because you want to become one. That's 100% synchronized together. So you have to get to know each other on all different kinds of levels, okay? This doesn't happen overnight. So why go on dates and try to rush this get to know each other process? Because you're going to be distracted on the date, right? if you're going to go anywhere, don't go to like, I recommend not a restaurant or a movie theater, because those are like popular places to go on dates. Or a concert, somewhere where it's noisy, where you can't even really communicate with each other. I mean, before and after is the most important parts of that date, because you guys actually are talking with each other. Right? I mean, it's supposed to be simple logic here. So the goal is to get to know each other on some level, to some extent. That's the goal. Don't rush into things. Don't expect things to happen, because you have to conquer friendship first. And, that's after an acquaintance, because if you can't establish even acquaintance, like they're not interested, well, then move on. Right? Because if somebody's not willing to give you a chance for you to get to know them, that's already a red flag. Move on. I don't care how hot they are or how much you think that you want to be with them. If they're not willing to give you a chance, then guess what's going to happen in the future when you guys actually maybe become partners? Lots of problems. What else are they not going to give you a chance to do with them? So you got to have a shot. So once you get the shot, go ahead and take it to a friendship level. Continue meeting each other, but stop calling it dates, for crying out loud. Just say, hey, let's meet up over here. Hey, you want to do this? So, the whole dating game, the word dating should not even exist. It really shouldn't. I don't know who started it, but it turned into this fiasco. And even the word marriage, because, it's like a ceremony, and it's just culture gone on steroids. It's not even supposed to be. Marriage is not supposed to even exist. Because, two people fall in love with each other, end of story. But, of course, legal reasons and blah, 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 blah. That's the world we live in. That's why many people are scared of marriage, because they're like, oh my goodness, it's a lifelong commitment. Just stop calling it marriage. Why don't you focus on falling in love with your partner and establishing the most strongest connection possible on a mental, emotional, and physical level? And they better check all the blocks that you're looking for. All the fetishes you have, all the desires, fantasies, even behaviorally. All the blocks. Let's go ahead and move on. Seriously, people. All right. So, if you can successfully establish an exciting friendship, not just a boring, you don't want a boring friendship. That tells you that you're not going to succeed in the future. If you're like, no, stop it. I mean, that's all you got to bring to the table. And if they're bringing that to the table, big red flag. You're not dealing with somebody who's strong, who's going to make it. Like, what do runners do to prepare for a race? They got to train hard, right? You train, like if you're going to run, if you're going to do the test already, you got to train as you compete, as hard as you compete. Because perfect practice makes perfect performance. All right? So, I mean, if already the friendship is weak, that there's a lot of red flags there. Maybe you don't like the way they're behaving, or the things that they're saying, the things they think, the things they choose to believe in, the conversations, how they go, their emotional levels. Are they highly negative, or are they mostly positive? Because that's a good sign. What do they got going on in their lives? Are they traumatized? Do they have to deal with their PTSD first? Their issues? Well, I don't call it disorder, but post-traumatic stress issues. I mean, do they have problems, mental, emotional, or physical problems that might bother or hinder their potential relationship in the future? This is like the evaluation stage. That's why you want to become friends first. It's like a trial run, okay? That's the way you guys should see it. Because, what do? You got to test drive a car, right? That doesn't mean get in bed together, but hey, if that happens, it happens. If you guys have sex during a friendship phase, I mean, you guys already took it to the next level. Hey, that's actually good. You guys are physically attracted to each other. But you shouldn't push it. You should allow that. If that's going to happen naturally, then it happens naturally. Regardless if you're friends. Because then people get all scared. They're like, oh, but we're supposed to be friends. We're taking things too fast. No, if it happens, it happens. Oh, I'm saving myself for marriage. That's so stupid. Because you're about to spend the rest of your life with this person. You better know how they are in the bedroom at that stage. But let's go back to friendship, okay? So, successfully establish that friendship with your potential partner, taking the time to know as much as possible about their lifestyle, their thoughts and feelings. then you'll most likely be able to take the next step, as I said. But, if it happens, you don't know when it's going to jump from friendship to becoming an official partner with you, right? So you don't know. It could happen in the early phases of friendship, middle. There's no set rule here where you guys take things to the next level. Now, only fools rush in, but what that means is, oh, we just got to know each other for like a couple of days and let's get married. No, stop it. Don't do it. Seriously. That's rushing. Okay, I'm saying be friends as long as possible. That's what I'm saying. So what's a good time figure here if I could dish you one? Well, I always say it takes about 10 years to become soulmates at the earliest. Sometimes longer if you guys still have issues to work out. But as far as friendship going to sexual partner stage, I would say at least 6 months or closest to 6 months in the friendship phase. That's plenty of time. Heck yeah, that's plenty of time right there. About 6 months, I'd say. Hey, a year is even better because now you really know that person. And I'm not talking on and off. I'm talking about actually spending the whole day with them whenever possible. Aside from your routine, aside from your work schedule. So, and don't call it dates. Just, hey, you want to go meet over here? You want to go do this? And if it gets frisky, it gets frisky. But stay in the friendship phase. Do not get married yet. And don't get engaged. See, those are all flawed systems out there. Oh, we're engaged. Oh, we're going to get married. Those are huge decisions right there of commitment. And that's where problems can happen because apprehension, fear, nervousness, that can happen at any part, with these labels. Because, if you're not sure, you're not sure. What happens when you say you're going to be committed to this person and then bad things start to happen during the synchronization process? What happens? Now you have to cancel the engagement, just completely cancel the wedding plans, and that could be expensive depending on however you choose to get married. Lots of problems could have happened. So that's why I'm saying friendship has to be solid, because from there you should be good to go. Anything could still happen because you're still synchronizing with each other, but the better the friendship, the better the chances of becoming perfect partners. First, you don't become soulmates overnight, by the way. So the word dating has gotten a really bad rap over, decades now. Because it places unnecessary pressure on people to act a certain way, as I said before. Rather than simply being themselves, go ahead and go out together, as I said. Just don't call it a date. That's all I ask. Because trust me, it's going to do a mind job on you, and you don't want that. Because it's going to change the way you think, the way you feel, and you're going to regret it, most likely. Because the majority of dates, they just go south. They don't succeed. Because it's like they're trying to play that persona. Life isn't naturally meant to have all these labels such as the word dating. True love has no words. It's the deepest, most powerful feeling a human being can ever experience in life. It's the most powerful power on earth. Which is why love needs to be your priority. All these naysayers, all these people who don't have true love in their lives, all they do is act negative, they feel negative, they cry themselves to sleep, they live in misery and suffering, they live in denial. Oh, I'm fine, I don't need anybody. Those are losers. Those are unfortunate people if they're good-hearted. Okay, if they mean well, then they're not losers, but they're still losing out on life. Technically, they are still losers, no matter if they're good people or not. I mean, if they insist on being alone, that's a loser. Now, if they're trying to find somebody, then that's not a loser. Because you're in the process of doing yourself that favor. The best favor you can do for yourself in this life is embark on that mission to try to find that potential partner that could eventually become your potential soulmate. So if you're trying, let me know. You're not a loser if you're trying. But if you're not trying and you say, you know what, I just love my life alone with my cat or dog. Seriously, that's a loser. If you don't care, if you don't believe love exists or soulmates exist, that's a loser's mentality, and I can't help you in that regard. I mean, you guys are gonna create beautiful memories in a friendship. You know, you guys are gonna have beautiful memories. You know, dates, they can be forgotten. You know, maybe one or two dates, I get it, but after a while, you're gonna stop calling it dating anyways. So why not just start that way anyway? Just don't call it a date. All right. So get to know how your partner feels about everything you are looking for in a lifelong soulmate. Talk about it. This is what I want. And then they should tell you the exact same thing. This applies for men and women, by the way, this entire stream. If they agree to everything you desire, only then should you propose becoming something more than friends. Never rush the process. It's a process. Now, you don't, it's not love at first sight, as I always say. You have to fall in love first, right? So, it's attraction at first sight, whether that's physical attraction, sexual attraction, emotional attraction, as some people insist. You have to get to know each other first as an acquaintance and a strong friendship, and then things can get sexual at pretty much any moment. You don't have to really wait, but keep it a friendship. Now, that doesn't mean friends with benefits, because that means nothing. Okay, it sounds similar, but it's not. You know why? Because one is a temporary commitment, a business transaction without money. Well, technically money is involved. And the other one is a committed to a potential long-term relationship, even lifelong, hopefully. The big difference there. It's not friends with benefits. So if things get sexual, make sure that they're intimate. You have that intimate connection. You're not using each other, because you'll know it. If they're using you, or you feel like you're using them because you don't feel that connection, it's just body on body, you don't feel a thing, that's bad. That's a huge red flag. And guess what? Things will not get better. I can guarantee you that it's not going to get better. So cut the relationship off. Maybe you're not ready for a sexual relationship to go, you know, from a friendship to sexual. You're probably not ready. Or maybe it's never going to happen, that connection. But that's what real love is. When that sexual connection happens, you'll know it. Because as you're making love to each other, you'll feel like, oh my goodness, I just want to give my whole heart and soul, my whole life to this person. That's what sex should feel like. Not, oh my goodness, I gotta rush to this orgasm. No, seriously, now you're just using that person. Or, wow, that sex was amazing. That's it? You didn't feel any connection? That's horrible, man. Huge red flag. So never rush the process. That's what I'm saying. Friendship as long as you can before the sexual intimacy comes into play. Because, you know, it's not that it comes last. I mean, you guys can make out if that's the case, but don't make it sexual yet. All right, so there's a lot going on when two people are attracted to each other. There's verbal communication, body language, along with intense positive emotions that all need to be successfully synchronized together as one, in one nice little package. So, you know, just like somebody building a watch, constructing a watch, you can't just do it overnight. I don't care how talented you are, how gifted you are, what kind of a professional level you're on. The watch is going to take time to create, okay? There's so many moving parts. It's so delicate, all these little pieces. That's what a friendship is. You got to comb through everything. Women know out there, and men with long hair know, such as myself. You got to comb your hair over and over and get all those little tangles out. Use some oil to loosen things up, you know. I mean, seriously. I mean, it takes time. But more than time, it takes effort. So quality over quantity. Now, I know a lot of people are complaining about the friend zone. Look, I get it. That's a problem. If they want to put you in the friend zone, that means they don't feel secure. If it's for too long means, well, maybe over half a year, over a year. I don't know. You could be the judge of that. It's based on how they behave. If they're way too scared and apprehensive, you're going to know it. And maybe you should just keep them as a friend for the time being and move on to get to know somebody else. Now, don't try to get to know more than one person at once. Focus on just one friendship with the opposite sex. Okay? I highly recommend that. Don't try to multitask and say, oh, let me just become friends with 5 different women or men and let's see who's going to bite, who's going to take the lure. You see, the problem with that is that you're not 100% focused on one person. You're a player. You're a player. It's just like swinging without the sex. You are playing with people's lives and time. Precious time that they don't have to lose. So, I don't care if you have 5 different men's or women's numbers on speed dial. That's the wrong answer. Because now you're playing the game. You might not be dating, but if you have all these multiple friendships going on and waiting for who's going to bite, that's the wrong answer. Focus on just one person that you feel truly attracted to or connected to, better yet, if you already met them, and go from there. All right, so there you have it. Let me see. Yes. Keep in mind that there's much, much more to the process of falling in love, by the way. During the friendship transformation, from friends to partner, and then partners to potential soulmates down the road. I mean, that's a long phase right there, by the way. And that's without getting married. I mean, you could get married or not before becoming soulmates, but you're taking a risk. Because if you guys are still having ridiculous arguments and all this apprehension and fear and, you know, especially the arguments, I mean, I got to stress that, then you're not ready to get married. You see, that's what a lot of people are not going to be able to handle. What do you mean? It's natural. Everybody argues. You can't eliminate that. Yes, you can. Because guess what? If you proceed with arguing over the most ridiculous things into marriage, you're going to fail. You're going to end up divorced or living a miserable life married to somebody that you just don't love 100%. And you don't want to spend the rest of your life loving somebody 70%, 60%, 50%, or worse. Heck, not even 99%. You have to feel 100% in love every single day, both of you. And guess what? No arguments are going to happen because you guys form the perfect team, ready for anything and everything, and you can go from there. So, for more information, for your benefit, be sure to read my book and watch my 1-hour video course because you have no idea what you're missing if you haven't done so already. No idea. I can't stress that enough. These streams right here are all bonus streams from yours truly, absolutely for free. All this effort. Over 100 streams now. So, if you still feel like you don't want to read the book or watch the 1-hour video course, I truly feel sorry for you if you come this far. I would. If I was tuned into somebody else as passionate as I am. I mean, who else is out there as passionate as I am about relationships? Offering you the opportunity to even ask me anything 24/7. I challenge anybody to go out there and find somebody who does that. I'm not competing. I mean, I'm just stating facts. That's the truth. So with that said, let me go ahead and check the chat because I don't want to forget to do that. See if there's any sign of intelligent life out there. As I always say. All right. So looks like we're good to go. Awesome. All right. So that's all I got for you guys today. Look forward to another exciting show. I hope you guys are enjoying your week. And remember, much love to everybody.